Can a 27-year-old man disappear forever just because of one message on his phone? Do you think it's possible? Well, what if I tell you it's very much possible? Because on 22nd of April 2026, a regular guy named Kiran got that same exact text message from his girlfriend asking him to come over for a surprise. Kiran replied. Kiran stepped to the house, but what he walked into or stepped into was a death trap. Welcome to UNSILENCED, where we give voice to those who cannot speak for themselves. This is Soumya, and today we are going to look at the psychological and thrilling factors of the very famous Bengaluru's Blindfold murder. Now let's talk about who these people actually were. Kiran was a regular, ordinary, hard-working guy working in a telecom company who was very dependable and a very regular. His girlfriend Prerna was also working with him in the same organization. They shared lunch together, they worked side by side, they were sharing their official stress together, and they made it official on Valentine's Day. Now, they stayed together for over a year, but behind the happy picture, something dark was brewing in Prerna's mind. She started obsessing over the idea that Kiran was pulling away from her, ignoring her, not ready to marry her. She also had a very tense idea about ex-girlfriend too. Now, what would normal people do? Talk about it or probably go in for a breakup? But Prerna didn't do that. She wanted a total control over him. While she could not get that, she set a death trap. It's 2 p.m. in the afternoon, and what Prerna does is she waits until everybody is out of the house and makes sure the place is completely empty before Kiran arrived. And now Kiran arrives. When he arrived at the place, he did not see any warning signs. They both were sitting and talking normally. While they were talking, Prerna comes up with the idea of a game. Now Prerna asks Kiran to undress, and then she blindfolds Kiran. She also ties his hands and legs with a nylon string to a chair. Now just imagine the situation. Kiran is in total darkness, unaware of what is going to happen to him. But the only thing that he does is trusts Prerna. With that trust, he asks Prerna what is happening. She laughs it out and then says, these are certain things done in abroad to spice things up between a couple to romanticize. Because Kiran loved her, trusted her, and shared a memory for over a year, he sat there on the chair, still. But what happened there was not romance, because Prerna had already done a cocktail mix of kerosene and petrol next to the room. What she does next is absolutely beyond all our imagination. She brings the mixture of cocktail, pours onto Kiran, who is tied tightly to the chair, and sets him on flame. According to the confession, she was supposed to die along with him. But when she heard that scream coming from Kiran and the flames that was erupted, her instinct to survival kicks in and she chose not to die with him. What she does next is even more shocking. She takes out a phone, starts recording the entire scene while she let Kiran die in fire. When Kiran never returned home, the family did not wait for any longer. They instantly went to cops. Police tracked Kiran's phone, which led to Prerna's house, and her whole story fell apart. Now, in Prerna's house, they found petrol cans, they found nylon string, and the most horrific evidence was video on her phone. Prerna confessed to everything, and the case was closed in days, and now she's behind bars. But what we really need to talk about is the media calls it a crime of passion, where she just snapped it at the moment of madness. But I think that's a lie. Because Prerna in advance had bought fuels, she had mixed it, she had bought nylon strings, she also made sure that she was tracking the schedule of the family where the house was empty before Kiran arrived. So this was definitely not an act of madness or a decision taken impulsively. It was definitely a calculated cruelty. I want you all to look at the psychology of this case because I'd like to dismantle the lies behind the crime of passion. The scariest part of this case is how Kiran's love is used as his own weapon. Prerna did not overpower a 27-year-old Kiran with brute power or brute force. What she does is she defeats him with his own vulnerability. She converts his own trust into a death sentence. We live in a world sometimes romanticizing a toxic relationship or even jealousy. We tend to call it intense or a passion love. But this case absolutely taught us what obsession means is to own a person. When Prerna realized that she was not able to own Kiran's future, she decides that nobody else will ever own that. A simple but a painful conversation or a walk away over a breakup could have saved Kiran's life. Let's put ourselves in Kiran's shoes for a moment. He came down to Bangalore to build a life, to work, and to be loved. Just imagine losing a life over a single message that was coming from your loved one. He trusted a wrong person and then it cost him everything. Kiran's story deserves to be heard and not to be scrolled past. Next time you receive a message from your loved ones, make sure it's not a death trap. And if you're a person interested in true crime stories, horror stories, or unsolved murders, subscribe to our channel.